Well, what I'm about to do is I'm about to take you up on two separate trails going back toward the swimming hole that I have done for Brent and Janice. One is called Brent Buell Boulevard, which is the one that you see here. And the other one I will describe later when we get to it, which is One Klein Way. As you can see, this trail runs right next to the stream over here that runs through Brent's property. The trail has also been lined by branches, everything that was falling down from the storms in the past. Just a little cleaning up of the woods to line the path. And this path bisects with One Klein Way, and it all leads up to LaBrosse Pass. Dun dun dun! The lovely stream. Trees down at the feet of the man with the camera. I had to saw through so that it'd make it a lot easier for Brent and Janice to get back here. As you can see, the path meanders through the woods, so it's not a boring straight shot. And I don't know if you can see on the camera or not, but on the trees, everything is marked with a tag, just like a state park, so that people can see and find where they're going. And years after I go down to Georgia, Brent will be able to clean the trail himself with the air blower. Evidence of bear in the area. As you can see, stairs that go up to LaBrosse Pass. The way was very, very narrow and treacherous. Brent was worried about getting up through here so that he could get to the swimming hole, which is farther back, because it was so treacherous. He was worried about sliding right off into the stream and getting hurt. So I've kind of made this elaborate railing system and chiseled and cut rock path into the hill, which is known as LaBrosse Pass, all the way up through. And as you can see, it's very sturdy, with vines decorating all the way around up onto the cross pieces. And if Brent really wants to, he could throw a tarp over this entire system and sit down here and watch the stream during the summer warmer weather. Now I will go up the path. I also, after going to Opus 40 and the stonework that they had, built kind of a chair or a throne for Brent, so he could sit here during the summer months or the not so cold months and have a beautiful view of where the deer cross all the time. And as he's sitting here in this nice chair, he's got this decorative yet functional railing. A high one and a low one. If children come, they can use the low railing. And these are all very sturdy. As you can see, I'm 200 plus pounds leaning on it. And it doesn't give way. Coming across, as you can see by the edge, I had to chisel through stone, the old blue stone, with a pickaxe to make this path wider and more easy to go down through for both Brent and Janice, with a double hand railing over here on your right, which the camera should be on now. For the taller people and adults, and then you have a lower one for the shorter people and children. And as you can see, these are very, very sturdy too. You had branches on this tree right here that had to be trimmed off so that you could see from LaBrosse Pass all the way back to the swimming hole. Which on my second day home is where I went swimming. This was a little washout spot here, and I pulled these stones from all over the place just to make it easier for Brent and Janice to get back through. And as you can see right here, this was all washed out all the way back to here. And I filled it in with stuff from the cliff face. And it's still sturdy, and pulling stone from back along the side of the riverbank here. Just make it easier to get back here. This is the swimming hole. Beautifying is never done. As you see, the swimming hole right there, you have 1, 2, and then 3 where the water's churning up. The branches that I cut off were hanging in the swimming hole, collecting a bunch of leaves and debris. Which was making the swimming hole all slimy and everything else. And Brent was kind of concerned about that. You know, with the footing and everything in the swimming hole. It's about 4.5, 5 feet deep there. And you can't really see too well down to the bottom. And nobody wanted to slip and fall. So I came up with a handsaw, which is known as a bow saw. Cut them trees up and pulled them up and around. Just to get rid of the debris. You have the big log laying down, it uprooted. And then this branch right here, and the second branch is what was hanging in the swimming hole that I cut off. And this is what I have thus far been able to do to make it a little bit easier for Brent and Janice in their young age to get back here. You stand by, we will be going back to Klein Way so I can show you what I've done there. Marker in the intersection of the trail. If you look here, this is One Klein Way, which is marked by two separate markers on a tree. And this meanders through the woods a little bit more than Buell Boulevard. You know, nothing was said about doing another path, but I figured, you know, it'd be kind of nice to have one way where you can come in and have a whole nother way where you go out, so it's not so tedious, repetitive all the time. And this meanders a lot more. And it brings it, if you look over here, right next to the bluff, all the bluestone that they used to quarry somewhere in the area. Brent said he loved these cliffs, so I said, what better place to put a path than following the cliffs right down through almost to the road. Come on. More trail markers. I decided to leave stuff like this just to give it a unique feeling. So nobody trips. Right down in here, following One Klein Way, and I'll walk up to it, we had a black bear. They kept coming down through here, and then up there. The best I can tell is he was eating a lot of the nuts that have fallen off the trees. Now I will go up to where, and there's bear poop right here. The bear was coming up here, as you can see, the trail, right up through here. Right in this little indentation in here, and then just laying here for a while and resting. When I come up through and get a couple pictures, run right up through there, stop on the top, turn around and look at me, and then take off. As you can see, there's a lot of wood here that I'm cutting up because Brent and Janice also have an outdoor fire pit, and they can use all the little extra firewood that they can get for out there because it's beautiful at night when we have a fire pit. Hopefully the next time snow goes, and falls, we can have a fire pit outside and make s'mores. Absolutely delicious. So I've been back here with the handsaw cutting this up. As you can see, I got the wheelbarrow here. Some of the wood will go for late season fireplace for inside because it's good hard wood. And quite honestly, Brent and Janice could use the extra firewood no matter what. So that's what I'm doing with this because it's good hardwood. The rest will go to the fire pit. If you look here, this tree I just knocked down a little while ago because Brent was worried about it falling on somebody. And the other one that's laid down there, that's all cut up, which is no good for any firewood, was leaning over the trail and I didn't want anybody to get hit with it. So I took it down. And forward and onward. Just a little bit of the firewood. You can see I got bigger pieces there that when we get a splitting maul, I'm gonna chop them up. And when we get the chainsaw going, I got a lot more big stuff that's got to be cut up and split.
And what's inside the door?
Inside the door is the basement with wood pile, stairs going up. Beyond that, you have the ping pong table and my bedroom. Basement, wood pile, the pantry area. You have Brent's office space over here, which is a work in progress. And then, as you can see, by something that was made for me by my grandmother before she passed away, the name tag, it's the entrance to my room. This is a lantern that used to be a solar-powered LED light type thing. And I asked Brent when I found it in the debris outside what he wanted to do with it. And Brent said, we just throw that out. So I had different ideas for it. But me, knowing how Brent loves candles, it is now a candle-powered lantern. And I got that for Brent and made that for Brent for his birthday. Come on in my bedroom. Got the TV, the DVD player to the right of the TV that my sister Karen bought me as an early Christmas present. My dresser, my nightstand, and my personal favorite down here, you have my buddy, Mr. Cataract. See, he can see you fine out of this eye over here. Right, buddy? But on this eye, he's getting kind of blind in it, so... This here used to be a mirror medicine cabinet that Brent and Janice had in their old house before they built this one. And Brent said I could use it, so I put it up on the wall and now I'm using it. Instead of going upstairs, this is where I shave every morning. Have a little light hooked up here. Have another little light hooked up here. So now it's not really needed too much, but at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning when I get up, like 3 hours before Brent and Janice, it comes in very handy. Now, what I am going to do is I am going to take the camera from Brent's hand so that I can spin it around and say, hey!
Hey!
There's
that was
your camera.
fun.
That's your cameraman right there for the day, folks.
That was fun to go out there and see all this. It's great to have it. It was getting to the point that to go back to the swimming hole was kind of a pain. And now it's going to be real easy. So next summer, watch out, because that's going to be used all the time. And we'll be using it all winter when we take walks. This is mighty nice. Mighty nice. And the guy's got good digs down here. I like it.
And that was a message from your cameraman / sponsor. And with that, I guess we'll sign off.